Seriously, Bud is brought to you by OmniSend. OmniSend is a top choice for email and SMS marketing on WordPress, perfect for WooCommerce shops. Easily connect with customers and send out awesome campaigns every day. We'll be back in a bit to tell you about our other friendly sponsors. Hello, my name is Bree, and welcome to Seriously, Bud, a podcast featuring an unexpected conversation with someone from the WordPress community. And now it's time for our host, my dad, Bud Kraus.
Thank you, Bree. You know, I had so much fun last week speaking with Pam Ongst Cronin that I thought I would do this all over again. Now I'll be back at the end to give you my thoughts about this week's episode. It's number 102. So here we go. Hold on a second. I've got something I have to say. At the end of this month, there's the Web Agency Summit, and you might want to check that out. One of the cool things we're going to be doing during that 4-day summit is playing a game called Seriously, Bud, Name That WordPress Voice Game. But you're going to have to register first. Okay, now it's time for So Here We Go. Joel Olawanle, welcome to Seriously, Bud. Okay, you're laughing because I totally messed up your last name. How do you say your last name?
Your mother did. But yeah, it's very fine. It's Olawanle. So it has some tribal intonation, but it's totally fine. Yeah.
Okay, so tribal intonation makes me ask you, what tribe are we talking about?
Oh, so I'm from Nigeria. Nigeria has so many tribes. So I fall under the part they call Yoruba. So we're going too deep. Yeah.
We're going too deep already. That's what we do. I know you're in Nigeria, but are you in Lagos?
Oh, yeah. It's still very close to Lagos.
Lagos. I even said that wrong. Okay, yeah. Lagos. Did you say Lagos? Like Lagos. Okay.
Yeah, Lagos.
And I have never been there. Tell me about the city. How big is it? How bad is the traffic? What is the food like? What are the people like? Let's hear all that.
Oh, I'm glad you know there is something called traffic in Lagos, yeah? Yeah, but the traffic gets really crazy. We say that there is more cars than humans in Lagos.
How about the food? What's the food like?
Yeah, the food is nice. It's regular. I don't know if you know of Jollof Rice. Jollof Rice is like a pretty popular thing here in Africa. So different parts of Africa have their own jollof rice. There is a Nigerian jollof rice, there's a Ghanaian jollof rice, there is Senegalese. Yeah, so they tend to compete and say which one is the best. Nigeria says they have the best jollof rice. Yeah.
What is jollof rice? It sounds like it's a French fries. It's not French fries. No.
Yeah, so it's rice that is mixed with stew. And mixed with stew and cooked and add spice and all those, add carrots, green peas, all of those nice delicacies. Yeah.
I bought a recipe cookbook for my wife and it was African recipe and she's made a lot of them and they're really good. Really good. Have you done a lot of traveling in Africa? Have you seen a lot of Africa? It's a big place.
Yeah, funny how I haven't. So I just graduated high school 2 years ago. So I started working while I was in high school. So I am just at that phase where I'm planning to start exploring.
Did you go to university, college yet?
Yeah. Sorry, I said high school. So I just graduated college. I just graduated university 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
And what university was that?
Oh, it's in Nigeria here. It's called Ondo State University of Science and Technology. I studied computer science, but you wouldn't have an idea of that. Yeah.
All right. So now for the audience or the one person that's listening to our show, Joel and I have never met, but we have known each other for almost 2 years, actually.
Yeah.
Joel is my editor. I write for Kinsta. I'm wearing the Kinsta hat, even though nobody can see it because this is just audio. And you are an amazing editor. You are phenomenal to work with. The breadth of your understanding of technology is remarkable for your age or for anybody's age. And I'm really lucky to have you as my editor. And it's just funny. We have not met or talked like this ever until today. So I really don't know you. I know you just from working. Now, something that really intrigued me about you is you filled out the survey before the show. And the last line you put in where was, I love my relationship with God. I thought that was one of the most intriguing statements I've ever read from anybody. Can you tell me a little bit about that? What did you mean when you said that?
Oh, yeah. I'm a Christian, and there is a relationship with God, right? That's like a core thing to me. It's God before everything, right? Yeah.
So would you say there was a point in time where you were born again, that you discovered God? How did that come about? If you don't mind talking about this. Because
Yeah.
we don't ever talk about these things because seriously, Bud is so serious.
Seriously, bird.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there you go. All right.
Yeah. For me, I haven't always been like this. So when I left school, like I've always known, I always grew up in a Christian family, but you know how like you grow up and then you just deviate and you're not like, you're just doing it for your parents because you have to go to church, you have to do all of that. But growing up, you begin to see that beyond everything, God is like the ultimate factor, and He's the one who created you, and He's the one who owns the entire universe. And you just know that your life is totally submitted to God. So I would say coming out of university, I totally retraced and became like very sincere with my work with God.
Do you find that your friends are also feel the same way too?
Yeah, many of my friends feel the same way too, actually. Nigeria is not one religion country. There are a lot of Islamic people and then traditional worshippers and then Christians and others that are atheists. So all of that exists in Nigeria. So we have a mixed population of everything.
What about your family? Do you have brothers and sisters?
Oh, yeah. So I am a firstborn. So I have a sister. That's all.
And are you close with your sister? Do you see her? Does she live nearby?
Oh, yeah. I still saw her on Sunday. Yeah. So I see her quite once in a while. But it's been long I saw my parents. I've been like a prodigal. So yeah, but I should see them very soon.
Your sister you saw, is she in tech too?
No, she's getting into the medical field. So I'm just the only person who is in tech.
Is she studying to be a nurse, a doctor? What is she doing?
Yeah, she's getting into being a nurse, yeah.
To me, you're a kid. You're younger than my kids, okay? So you are a kid. So don't take that as an insult. Take that as however you want to take it. But yeah, what is like a typical day for you? And I have a feeling you just work morning, noon, and night because you just love what you do. You're really good at what you do. You learn like a sponge. You're scary as far as your knowledge is incredible. Just tell me, when you get up in the morning, what happens?
Hey there. We'll get back to the show in just a moment. Seriously, Bud is made possible by Pressable. They make managed WordPress hosting simple. Your sites load fast, stay online, and you get 24/7 expert support from people who actually know their stuff. No downtime drama, no endless tech headaches, just hosting that works. Whether you've got one site or hundreds, Pressable keeps things smooth and secure so you can focus on your business. Check them out at pressable.com/BUD. And finally, by the WP.world, a great way to see who's in the WP world and what they are up to. Find out at the WP.world. That's right, it's the WP.world. And let others know what you're up to, too. Now, let's get back to the show.
So I was going to shout seriously, but because it's like you're prophesying, you're literally saying what I do and you're saying it. So typically, all I do, aside from going to church, is work. It may not be work, but I just sit in front of my computer, trying to understand and get a grasp of the whole AI space, what's happening with this, trying to explore this recent MCP. I'm trying to know what's happening here. I'm trying to test it. I have a YouTube channel where once in a while, I just record my mind and just put it out. Well, I'm not pretty consistent. Sometimes I write on my personal blogs on what's happening. I will also write for some other companies. I just share my thoughts. So it's just me and my system. I just do my thing. I once worked as Camp. I used to write courses for Camp. So I know Chris Larson, the founder of Camp, is a free place where people learn to code. So I just do my thing. I think that's how I started working for Kinsta, actually.
No, hold on a second. By the way, I forgot to tell you, I interrupt my guest. Hold on a second. You want me to write an article about MCP and you're learning MCP? What is that all about? Oh, that's not fair. Okay. But no, all right. But here's my comment on your lifestyle, which is fine. I get it. Okay. But what about reading books, watching television, going out, seeing friends? You have time for any of those things?
I used to be someone who sees the TV a lot. I used to watch series like Prison Break, Blacklist, and the likes before. But this past year, I've really broken out from TVs. But I read books. I read books once in a while. But many times I just watch.
What do you read? Yeah, what do you read? I can't wait to hear it.
Oh, okay. Read inspirational books majorly. The books about money, those kind of books, like The Psychology of Money. Some wealthy people in Africa, when they write books, like you won't know their names, but yeah, when they write their books, I try to read those kind of books too. Then some religious book by Kenneth Hagin, I read those kind of books too.
With your knowledge, why wouldn't you want to use that? Aren't you building some kind of SaaS product?
I feel like you're reading my mind. You're saying the things I do.
Wait a minute. You did tell me, you filled out a form to tell me a little bit about your life. Okay, so I'm not reading your mind. I'm just using...
Yeah.
Yes, you told me a little bit about this, so I'm not a mind reader. Okay.
Exactly.
So what about this product that you're building? Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah. I have my friends that are also developers, and we are all inquisitive like this. We all want to break out of Africa and build like something that is going to help us go global and other stuff, right? So we also build products. So in the night like this, something 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., we just jump on a call and we start building. We're just learning one or two. So that's how we start building a SaaS product around web scraping. Call it Spydra. Yeah.
Okay, now before you go any further, there might be somebody out there that's listening that does not know what web scraping is. So what is web scraping?
Oh, so web
scraping... Now, hold on. Before you answer that, hold on. You get one sentence. You can't give me like a 10-hour explanation of one sentence. Okay.
Okay, so just like the word, web scraping is the act of scraping the web. So it's the act of pulling data off the web.
See, you didn't know that I was going to be your editor for this show. I said one sentence, I'm editing what you're saying. So it's the act of taking content really from a website and just picking it up, whether it's an email address or a URL or whatever.
Yeah, right? Very correct.
And what are you going to do with all this scraped information?
So that's up to you. So with the present time, everybody's looking for data. So we are helping you get this data in a clean way.
So if I use your service, I can mine that data for my own needs. Is that what this is about?
Yeah, you can consistently pull data. You can keep track of a particular website. You can just do what you want to do with data.
Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. So if I wanted to track something on websites, I could use your service to do that.
Exactly. We've had clients who track data across different, generate leads and all those kind of things.
And do you get everything from RSS feeds? Is that basically how this is getting scraped, if you will, or pulled, or not really?
No, not really. There are some very deep intricacies because sites are protected.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, so can you get behind protection like US username and password kind of things? You can't do that, can you?
Also, we have a service called authenticated scraping. So you use your cookies. For the ones behind maybe captchas, we solve captchas crazy.
You're a hacker. You're just, come on, just tell me you're a hacker. You are a hacker. Let's go. You are a hacker. That's it. What did you hack this morning? Probably my website.
Not at
no,
all.
Okay. I can't imagine. No, you're not a hacker. You're a good guy. I know you are. Now, can I ask about your parents? Do you see your parents, or are you close to them, or what?
Yeah, I'm close to my parents. Funny enough,
oh, you are? Oh, yeah, good for you.
My mom calls me every day. We're pretty funny. All through the years, she has always been calling me every day. Yeah, but I also talk to my dad regularly. I still spoke to him today. So yeah, I'm very close to my parents. It's just that I've not been home for about 8 months. But yeah,
How far away do they live from you?
about 4 hours.
So where do they live?
They live in another state in Nigeria called Ondo State.
Is that where you grew up too? Did you grow up in that state?
Yeah, I started growing up there. Then I moved to another state called Kogi State. And then I moved back to Ondo State. That's where I schooled. And now I'm currently in Oyo State, which is close to Lagos State.
Okay, so let me guess what your father does. Okay, you ready for my guesses? Okay. He's in the oil energy business, or he's a doctor. Which one is he?
Seriously, bird. Okay, you are wrong.
I'm wrong. Okay. All right. He's a minister. I don't know. What does your father do?
Okay, so my parents are not educated. My dad works as a driver in a church, and my mom works as a fashion designer.
Oh, really? Oh, see, I should have asked about your mother, about a fashion designer, because my wife was in the fashion industry. What does she do in that industry?
Oh, yeah. So she sews clothes, she sells clothes, she makes clothes, she does all of that, right?
But she designs clothes too, right?
Yes, she does the pretty basic designs, yes.
Is she freelance or does she work for a company?
Oh, she works for herself. So, she works for herself. She has her own like small company.
And she does this out of her home. She has a special room for all this and all of equipment and all that, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah, she has the external room in front of the house. So people come there.
I would love to go to Nigeria. I really would. I've never been to Africa. So tell me, where should I go besides Nigeria? Where do you think I should? And my wife and I have been talking about going to Northern Africa, like the usual places. But what do you think?
You're someone who likes like wildlife, all of those.
Now you're reading my mind. Because she's been talking about a safari. And everybody who goes on a safari. Have you ever been on a safari?
No, I haven't, but I have plans of going to Kenya. So Kenya has like this crazy safari.
Okay. I don't know where, like Zimbabwe, Kenya, I don't know where, okay, somewhere, because we are hearing from friends that go and they all come back and go, this will change your life. And I've had 3 cousins that went last year and they took an 18-day trip and they were actually slept in the jungle every night. This was not hotels. They slept with the animals. They said the animals were so noisy at night, they couldn't sleep. And the animals come real close to where you're sleeping and they say, don't go outside your tent. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm the kind of person that wants to go in the jungle for the day and then go back to the hotel at night. I don't know if I have the courage to spend I don't know. My wife would do it in a minute. I'm just a little more, I don't know, but we'll see. But that's something you want to do.
Yeah, very well, very well. One of the things I really look forward to doing is jumping out from a helicopter one of these days.
Oh, you should talk to now. I just talked to her yesterday. Her name is, now I'll get it wrong too, because she is a Mumtahini Faguni. She lives in Dhaka, Bangladesh, and she's a bit of a daredevil. She's done bungee cord jumping. She hasn't done jumping out of an airplane yet, but she's done like lots of stuff that's like really crazy. Cool. And so you want to do lots of stuff like that, like little daredevil?
Yeah.
You want to jump out of an airplane?
Yeah, like not, the proper skydiving. I like to do it now that I'm young because I guess as the older you become, once you start having children, you begin to shy away from doing certain things, right?
Yeah, I know. My son did it. He was living at our home at the time. He left in the morning. He didn't tell us what he was doing. And he came back and then he told us what he had done. And he said, if I had told you, you would have forbidden me to do it. So that's the reason why I didn't tell you. He's right. You would have forbidden him to do it. You just mentioned someday children, marriage, right? So you don't have time for that. Okay. If you are just going to be in front of a computer screen morning, noon, and night, like everybody else, but if you're going to be working all the time, how are you going to have time to find somebody, settle down, children? Well,
I actually go out a lot, actually. I go out to eat.
You do?
I go to church. So I go out once in a while. Yeah.
So you do interact with people. You do go to churches. You meet young women, young people.
Yeah, I love them. I love them. And I chat with many on my WhatsApp and Instagram. So yeah, a lot of communication.
Have you ever considered using maybe you do, use a dating app? You don't use a dating app. I can't imagine that.
Oh no, we don't. We really don't do that in Africa. No, I don't. I don't.
I would say that's not something you would do no, that's not a thing. That's only crazy people in the United States and Europe, and especially here. They do it all the time, but it works. It works. Everybody, it just works. Oh, one thing before we go, I forgot to ask you. I have to go back and ask you about that. What was that food that you were talking about before? That there's different kinds based on whether you're in Nigeria or Kenya or Ethiopia. What's it called again?
Jollof rice. Jollof rice. JOLLOF.
Jollof rice. Okay. And now you said it was made out of rice. Is that right?
Yeah, rice and stew. So you cook the rice, you mix it with stew. You add the spices and all of those tomatoes, pepper. Yeah.
Oh boy, I bet the food is really good. I can't wait to go. I'll go anywhere, except for one place. Okay, there's two places I won't go to. All right, because they're too far away. One is South Africa. Sorry, Jonathan Bozinger. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No,
I'm sure you know. Yeah. No. Okay, you got to get out more often. Okay. So Jonathan he works for Automatic, and he's a big time developer, and he does a lot of tutorials. You ought to check him out on YouTube. He's really good. I learned a ton from him before I ever met you. So he's a great teacher, Jonathan. And I won't go to South Africa, too far. And Australia, too far. I'm sorry. How much do you keep up with the WordPress stuff? Like newsletters, WordCamps? Do you keep? Because I just have a feeling you just tech and that's it. I don't care about all that fluff that I like.
Yeah, funny how I really don't keep up with the whole WordCamps. I've not been to any WordCamp before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. But I follow the WordPress community on Twitter. I interact. I don't interact, but like I follow it majorly. Yeah, but I've not attended a WordCamp before.
Do you use Slack to follow what's going on, like with Core and things like that, or not?
Oh no, but I follow some newsletter. I forgot.
Right. Which one? I can't wait to hear this.
Oh, funny how I've forgotten
the Kinsta newsletter. Yeah. Oh, you forgot the name.
Yeah, I forgot the name, but I get some newsletters which I like read to see what's the new things. And then I read a lot of blogs. As an editor, I get to check a lot of blogs. So I get to see what's new and what's trending and what can be used with WordPress.
Do you read that WordPress developers blog? I bet you do. I bet you pay attention to that.
Yeah, you're correct. I
read the WordPress developer blog. I get a lot of newsletters, and it's the same, except for Ray Morey from the repository. She really does journalism. Ray actually does journalism, and she's fabulous. She lives in Australia, so I can't visit her. But I have met her, but I will not go to see her. Okay, Joel, we have come to that point in the show. I forgot to tell you this, by the way, where I'm going to ask you, who do you suggest I have on a future episode of Seriously, Bud?
Now that I'm not very close to the WordPress developer community, it's very hard for me to suggest somebody within the community. But there is a second editor at Kinsta, and I feel you're going to match his energy a lot. He stays in Canada. He was once a journalist, so he brings all those juicy. I like talking to Steve a lot. Yeah, Steve works at Kinsta. He has the experience. He has the Maybe I don't know how I can connect Steve with you, but Steve is a very awesome person that I know would really fit into a space like this.
So I'm trying to figure out if I know him. I know a lot of Canadians, but I don't know Steve. Who is this? What, do you know his last name?
Yeah, Bunny Steele. I don't know if I modded it, but yeah, I could send the full name to you on Gmail.
Okay.
And a LinkedIn profile of Steve. Yeah, but Steve is elderly, like you.
He's what?
He's a little bit elderly, like you.
Oh, thank you so much. I love you too. Come on. You know what? It's all right. You know what everybody asks me? Elderly, thanks. You could just say old. I don't like elderly because elderly is really old.
Oh,
But anyway,
that's true.
that's all right. Listen, hold on a second. When I go to word camps, most people come up to me and they say, "How old are you?" They really do. They don't they may know me, they may not know me, but they always want to know how old I am. And I look at them and I say, "What, is there an age restriction here that if you reach a certain age, you can't go to word camps anymore?" Or I'll ask them, "How old are you?" Or "How old do you think I am?" So I have a little story. When I talked to Matt Mullenweg once, I asked him, "Am I the oldest person in WordPress?" And he said, "How old are you?" And I told him, and he says, "No, but you're getting there." And I said, "I will eventually be the oldest person in WordPress because I have no intentions of going anywhere until I am recognized as the oldest person in WordPress." I think that'd be really, not elderly, but old. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. Because it's so funny how we react to words that are almost the same thing, and how you would I don't like elderly, but old is okay. Anyway. All right. So Steve, what is it? You didn't say his last name, or you're going to tell me after we're done what his last name is, right?
Yeah, it's Bonnie Steele, but I don't know how to pronounce it well. So that's why I'm going to text you. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Joel. Thank you so much for doing this. It was a pleasure meeting you, and we'll talk in a second once I turn this all off, okay?
Yep. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Hey, I didn't know that Joel recently graduated from the University of Science and Technology and studied computer science, that he and his friends are developing a SaaS product called Spydra, and that he doesn't watch TV much anymore. He's really too busy for that, but that he reads a lot of books about money, books that are widely circulated in Africa, and he reads religious books. And that his father works as a driver for a local church, and his mother is a fashion designer. She sells clothes, she sews clothes, she makes clothes, and she has a dedicated place to work at the front of their home. And that he seems to be an expert on something called Jollof Rice, which is commonly pronounced as Jello Rice, which is a popular dish in Nigeria, and I think all of Africa too. Did you? Until next time, thank you for your time.